So thank you everybody for joining the call. As you're aware, we're going to be going through Sapphire Decoded, what that really means, and trying to decipher all the static and get to the signal so we can, start, making some business value on that. To speak on that, we have two of our experts, Dr. Tommy Kramer and Christian Schaefer, that are going to lead the session and talk about it. So I'll go ahead and hand it off to Tommy.
Then let's dive into it. And thanks, Christian, for introducing. Also, welcome from my side, everyone, to our webinar, Sapphire Decoded, Separate Signal from Noise. We want to today give you a little overview about Sapphire and who will be the host today. So Christian started already and introduced myself. I'm Tommy. I'm the Chief AI and Data Officer at Sovanta. Today, I will be joined by Christian Schaefer, who is our Principal Business Innovation Consultant, and we will give you a little summary about Sapphire and how we can structure the things that we have heard at Sapphire for ourselves, for you as the customers, and also where is the way of SAP leading us to, and that would be at least some. I hope this is something interesting for you guys, at least from our perspective as a partner. And talking about us as a partner, this is Sovanta. For those of you who don't know us yet, we are an SAP Gold partner. We have a long-lasting partnership with SAP. We are a expert for business AI solutions. That means we have our expertise in and around the SAP cloud ecosystem, and we build intelligent extensions, scalable architectures, and strategic AI solutions on that architecture. But also, it is very important for us that we not only build cool stuff. The things we build, they always should have a real impact. That means a real impact by creating business value, and that's what we are aiming for with all of our solutions. And talking about solutions, we are very focused on user-centric design. That's why we have a very close relationship to the SAP App House Network. We are an SAP App House Network partner. That means we follow those principles in designing software and software solutions. And additionally to that, we have a strong foundation in building applications like that with our AI factory. That means all the, let's say, blueprints, the guiding principles, the development paths that we need in order to come quickly to solutions on the business technology platform, or the business AI platform, as we call it nowadays. That is what we deliver and what we bring to the table when you develop solutions together with us. Maybe one more thing, we are in the US market, headquartered in Newtown Square, close to the SAP headquarters of North America. And also our global group is headquartered in Heidelberg, Germany, very close to the SAP headquarters in Walldorf. So this is also a strong indicator for how close we are related to SAP. And the last information I would really like to share with you is in this year's Sapphire, we won the agent race to Sapphire. So we provided several agents that have been implemented on the customer side and have been brought to production on a pro-code way of developing and deploying agents. This is something that we are really proud of. This is something Christian will dive into it a little bit later on, but I would like to share with you some information on our AI background. So why do we talk about business AI and business AI solutions, and why is Sovanta the true partner for AI solutions? What we bring to the table is the technical excellence and the background with AI in the SAP ecosystem. So when I started at Sovanta, which was almost 10 years ago, we already started building AI solutions and machine learning models on the BTP, or the SCP and HANA Cloud Platform, as it was called the days before, and developed custom applications, custom AI applications that help supporting decision making. But all the stuff we do has a very good technical excellence. The thing is only, as I said before, we always want to have impact. And in order to have impact, you need to have a strong focus on the business side. So all the solutions we build, they are always connected to the business. They deliver business value at the end, and that's why we always bring together technical experience and technical excellence together with the business focus. Which also means, so on a life cycle view, we are an end-to-end partner and bring the whole expertise that is required to have the capabilities of developing and deploying AI solutions, but also in running AI solutions over time. So that's why we have a profound experience in setting up the whole platform for AI capabilities, but also then run the real cases and the suitable cases around AI. And talking about experience, we have, I think the number here with 80 delivered AI projects is not correct anymore. It's increasing every day, especially after Sapphire, when we announced our agent race and have all the discussions with agents at the moment. So this is where Sovanta is delivering value in creating business AI solutions for you, for our customers. That's enough for Sovanta itself, and I would like now to dive a little bit deeper into the Sapphire Decoded webinar as we have announced it. And when we talk about, or when I talk about Sapphire, it always comes to my mind when I was in Orlando this year and came to the venue. I picked up my ticket one day before the official opening. And the fun part this year, it was the first time I experienced that, is that they already opened the show floor for a couple of hours on the day before the event started. And when I went to the show floor, I was really curious to find out how it was set up and how it looked like, what were the topics and stuff like this. So I went to the floor. You see the picture here, and it's very blurred, but this is how it looked like when you came into the on the show floor. And after being welcomed by Joule, there was a big announcement and a big sign for business AI platform. And almost every booth had the topic of business AI platform and then several topics. And you can imagine everybody was super curious about what's the business AI platform. Nobody heard the term before. And when you were approaching people from SAP and asking for what is business AI platform, nobody was actually allowed to talk about it because that was the big news Christian Klein wanted to release on the next day in the opening keynote. So it was a little bit confusing because nobody was really allowed to talk about it, but you could already imagine what was going on and what were the big topics that you will be experiencing on the opening ceremony or on the keynote on Sapphire. And as I said, and it's not a secret anymore, business AI platform became that topic of Sapphire. So with that, I would like to start into the first, let's say, term and topic I would like to highlight from Sapphire, which is definitely Joule. Joule as a term might be well known to you in different versions. And when we talk about Joule, there's a lot of knowledge around, but not a lot of like real knowledge what Joule really is, because it had different meanings in the past and it still has different meanings. And yeah, when we talk about Joule, it was one of the central messages on Sapphire. And I said it before, Joule welcomed me on the show floor. It was basically all over. Joule was on the left-hand side. It was the overarching banner when you came in, and it was actually the way of representing that Joule is basically the new overall interface when you are interacting with SAP technology and SAP software. So coming from that experience that you had before, clicking on that little diamond bar or the little diamond button and opening up a chat window, which was called Joule as your chat assistant, has now increased to an even bigger technology or bigger concept, which is basically the new umbrella when we talk about interacting with SAP software. And when we talk about Joule, Joule is now separated in Joule Work, which is again, as I said, the overarching term of being the new interface. But when you then dive into Joule and Joule work, there are more and more topics coming up, like Joule spaces. So an working environment similar to Claude and Claude spaces or projects where you can run several topics with AI, and AI is helping you getting your tasks done much quicker, much more efficient, and so on. And this is what Joule Spaces is aiming at as well. So the Joule Spaces area is basically being indicated as your new work area where you can do and work on your day-to-day tasks and get this done. Which even means that within Joule Spaces, whenever you need something to interact with the SAP system, there might be the case, or that can be the case that software is being built just on the fly when you are requesting to solve an issue or to solve a problem. So this is becoming the new interaction layer, and it is basically combining Joule conversations as we experienced it before, but also it is combining the way of building applications on the fly, which also means that Joule Spaces is designed as a, let's say, appless or headless application. That means you can basically you have no specific UI. You can do everything via the chat window, and whenever you need a user interface or another graphical interface, this is being developed on the fly. Again, Joule is developing more and more from this conversational agent into a, let's call it, Claude-based agentic harness. That means it's your agentic experience layer with the SAP system. That means it is connecting, or it's getting more standardized in a way of also accepting MCP protocol or agent-to-agent communication, and enabling you to talk to other agents or to other tools that are MCP enabled and give you access that you can basically use Joule as the new interaction layer in let's say nearly all situations that you're coming in your daily work. So, as I said before, this is the overarching term. Some of you already are familiar with Joule for Consultants, which is a, let's call it, a simple product which is running on the BTP. It is called according to Joule, but it can be called within Joule, but it is helping you as a consultant to set up SAP software environments, or also discussing architectures and data models. And there is also SAP Joule for developers, which is supporting your developers in building, let's say, ABAP code or applications in the SAP IDE. So bringing a little bit more clarity into Joule. Joule in total will be the interaction layer, but within Joule there are several brands, and one I missed already because it's so many. It is also called, if you heard about it already, it's called Joule Desktop. It's a client that you can run on your machine, on your laptop. It has access to your local file system, and with that, you can also enable Joule working on your local files and include this into your daily SAP work. So, having this set and having Joule a little bit organized for you, let's dive into the next step. And I said it before in my little anecdote, the business AI platform was the next big topic. So coming onto the show floor, I already said it, there was a business AI platform everywhere, and that was the main topic of the keynote from Christian Klein, and it is basically positioned in a way that agents will be running your business in the future, and the thing is, you can and you should focus on what really matters. So what does this mean? The business AI platform gives you all the possibilities to develop and deploy your, let's call it, innovations that you need to be successful with the business you are doing, which is not part of a standard as the suite the SAP ERP system is delivering to you. So the business AI platform is your way of extending the SAP ecosystem according to your needs. And that's what it what was the announcement. That is from a marketing perspective, very, very nice. But what does it mean for you? Having the business AI platform means this combines now the business technology platform that we had before with all the services and functionalities that we are already aware of. It combines the business data cloud with the whole ecosystem around data, and it combines the whole AI foundation. So giving you all the, let's say, all the services that you need to successfully create applications, extensions, intelligent solutions on the SAP ecosystem to extend your standard system. And yeah, when we talk about the business AI platform, it has been introduced with three different pillars. One pillar is the build topic, where you can build and deploy and create new applications. The second pillar is the contextualize and reasoning pillar, where you have all the data foundation that you need to really run applications based on your data. And the third pillar is the governance pillar, that is also heavily required if you build more than one application, because you want to have an overview at the end, and definitely you need to have a look, or you need to govern all the applications, intelligent applications or agents that are created in this environment. Maybe one more thing which is important to announce here, the business AI platform has been announced with a close collaboration and partnership with Anthropic and Claude. So you can imagine in the background, wherever AI is required, the large language model is required to either build applications or to give you reasoning on your data. Anthropic's models will be used as a large language model. Nevertheless, the business AI platform, as I said, combines still the whole services and the AI foundation that we were used to, like the AI core. So in the AI core, you still have access, which is kind of a proxy to all the large language models of the large providers, and you always have the choice which large language model you want to use for your use case. But also you can you can select large language models that are only running on the business technology platform. For example, Mistral is one of these models that are hosted on the BTP. So a lot of possibilities. We have now the three pillars. What is also part of the business AI platform is the so-called knowledge graph, the SAP knowledge graph. SAP has been building a knowledge graph and setting this one up on the business AI platform to incorporate a lot of structured knowledge from the SAP ecosystem, like the ERP system and the suite, as well as the SAP, the business processes that are run in the suite. So there is information about how proposals have to look like, what comes after the proposal, what is a sales order, and stuff like this. So all the definitions and the relationships between these objects and items are stored in this SAP knowledge graph. And with the help of that knowledge graph, you have now a better possibility of basically giving instructions to the large language model that gives you a better outcome, because the large language model is extended by that knowledge graph and the knowledge of that knowledge graph, so that you can have much better fitting business applications out of that large language model request. So this is basically business AI platform in a nutshell. I will dive a little bit deeper into the big topic of SAP Joule Studio 2.0, which is part of the build pillar. And the quote of Christian Klein was, "You will be able to develop agents faster than anywhere else." The claim is software or agents that are built with Joule Studio will be built 10 times faster than traditionally. That's a big claim, in my opinion, but also if you have already trying out vibe coding, or if you have already experienced software development with large language models, with development agents, it definitely is the case that you can build software much faster. However, if you think back to your first vibe coding experiences, um, the agent is building software as the agent has some experience from the large language model, but not with the experience of your business environment and of your business systems. But this will be changed with Joule Studio. So Joule Studio will have access to your LeanIX, that means to your SAP landscape, system landscape, and it will have access to the Signavio, and with that access to your business processes. And this means software that will be extending or that will be requested in Joule Studio 2.0 will be much better developed on the first try or on the first run than by just using a random LLM without any contextual information around your business systems and your processes. So this is all combined in Joule Studio, and it gives you the chance of having a first low-code experience of an application. But then that's the beauty of it. Everything which is built in Joule Studio 2.0 is underneath the hood. It's a pro code application. So you will always have the chance as an experienced developer to dive into the source code and extend whatever Joule Studio built for you. So it's a very beauty tool of getting a first application, a first draft of an application, and then together with your development department, you can refine it, you can go deeper, you can extend it to whatever needs you have in the pro code, and that's basically the beauty that we have there. Again, it's model agnostic, so you're not forced to one of the large language models. You can use any large language model that will be provided with the AI core, and this is something I really like. And for those of you who have been attending Sapphire, there was an agent lab where you could try it out. That's something I hope you enjoyed it. I would also love to get some experience or like some feedback from you if you have tried it out, what your first experiences were. Coming to the second pillar, contextualize and reason. I think we can make this like really quick, why it makes sense to have contextualize and reason as part of the business AI platform as well. Contextualize and reason is basically the area where the business data cloud comes in to the platform, because business data cloud provides standard data products that you can use for creating new applications for your future agents, and it has a centralized access to the data. But also, what I really would like to say, and that's why we have this iceberg metaphor on the right hand side over here. It is important to understand that when you build applications, as I said before, it's not important that you have the knowledge of the large language models that we see on the tip of the iceberg, because LLMs are trained on publicly available data. So whenever you ask them questions, this is based on publicly trained or publicly available data where they were trained on. When you want to do things in your company, you don't need an 80% answer. You need a 100% correct answer according to your business needs and according to your business. So that means the more information you have on your processes, on your systems, as I said before, but also on your data, because that's where you have access to your transactional data, but also to your historical data that you have in your data lake and in the BW systems or in the business data cloud. That is the reason that is the reason for having much better applications and information in these applications than just built from an LLM. So I think the simple answer here is if you have an agent where you put basically shit in, then shit comes out. That's the easy thing. So again, here we have access to the information that we have in our own company. Two more things I would like to add. SAP has announced the acquisition of additional companies like Reltio that has that supports you in basically creating and maintaining master data, but also acquiring the company Dremio. And Dremio will be, I call it simple, talk to your data. So we heard about Joule in the beginning, which is your new interface layer, but also if you now have the data connected to your business AI platform, there's a clear reason that or there's a clear need for that you want to have information that comes out of your data, and that's why you have Dremio as an acquisition, which will be a very good addition in my opinion, to give you quick access to your data while asking for that. And in the second or as a second addition, I would like to add the company or to like to mention the company Prior Labs. Prior Labs is a company for tabular models that can support you or that basically can increase the possibilities of SAP Rapid 1 or 1.5 that we have seen on TechEd last year, but also that we have seen on Sapphire. On Sapphire has Rapid 1.5 been announced, but also we see the acquisition of Prior Labs, which will now let's say increase the functionality or the possibilities of that models tremendously in our opinion. All right, last pillar is the governance pillar. We can make that quite quite simple. If you have applications and agents running in your business AI platform, you need governance, you need an overview, you need an area where you have yeah basically the whole control of the agents, and that's where SAP announced the AI Agent Hub. It's not a new product, but it's basically cut out of the LeanIX environment. We might know it, or you might know it from the LeanIX environment. So the AI Agent Hub will be your central access point for having an overview of all your agents running in your company, all your agents that have been released, all your agents that are waiting for approval. So there's the announcement that agents can be marked as verified, and only verified agents will be allowed to run on productive data. Stuff like this. Also, a nice little announcement, which I really like, is that every agent that is in the AI Agent Hub shall also have a representation in success factors as basically as a virtual worker. Because I mean, you can imagine AI agents will cause additional costs, and as an additional worker, it will create more and more costs, and you need to have an overview on that. So I really like that representation. If it will be coming with the AI Agent Hub, I'm not sure yet. That was an announcement, but I think we don't need to take this too serious at the moment. But first of all, it's important to understand there will be a central part and central point, access point for your agents. It is also announced that the agents, also non-SAP agents, can be managed in that environment. And the management with the AI Agent Hub will be free of charge when you register your agents there. Free of charge, as far as I have understood it correctly, will be in a fair use principle. So 500 agents will be for free. Everything above it will be charged with some AI credits, I guess. But that's important to understand. There will be a central layer for governance. What I completely have forgotten in the build section is there is still the integration suite as we know it from the business technology platform. The integration suite will more and more take over agent traffic controlling tasks, let's call it that way. So integrating agents with external systems and external agents via the MCP protocol, or even with agent to agent, is part of the build section, and will also be part of the cloud platform integration suite in the future. So I do not want to miss that out, that there will be even the integration suite be enhanced by AI capabilities and supporting you in managing your AI or your agent environment in the company. So we are not completely there yet. A lot of announcements, a lot of, let's say, visions that have been announced to be coming true in the second quarter this year, which has not been happening. We are already in Q3. They are announced for Q3. So the AI Agent Hub is announced for Q3. I have no idea if it will be delivered at this quarter. I heard about the SAP built or Joule Studio. Joule Studio is now in early adopter care, or is going into early adopter care program. So it will be probably going live. And yeah, this is not for sure, but it will be going live to SAP TechEd in that area, hopefully very soon, because SAP promised that this year the design time and the runtime will be for free. In the future, the design time will be for free for everyone, and the runtime then will be charged with AI credits. All right. Finally, we have also the autonomous enterprise, and I don't want to go into the whole detail of autonomous enterprise because this is the representation of the suite as we know it from SAP, the ERP suite. It is called the autonomous enterprise in the future. It will be assisted by the business AI platform. That means agents and assistants will guide you and support you in running the autonomous enterprise. And these agents and assistants, they will run on the business AI platform and also will have their functionalities in this environment. So what you can expect from SAP is more and more standard agents and assistants for the suite, for the autonomous enterprise. They have a lot of announcements in every area, be it in finance, be it in spend, supply chain, HCM, or even CX. So that's not a secret anymore. This is functionality that will be then built in the suite. But the big message I would like to highlight here is, and that's also the quote, no matter if you're starting on an S/4HANA or ECC system, we contractually commit to kickstart your AI journey. That's the quote of Christian Klein. And it also means no matter in which situation you are, if you're running still on ECC or you are switching to S4, whatever, it is already possible to participate in AI topics. If you have the business AI platform, and that's definitely the case if you are going into a RISE contract or if you're already in a RISE contract, you can already make use of AI functionality, and all the things you need are already on the business AI platform available and can connect to your systems, be it the ECC on-prem or S/4HANA on-prem, public, whatever. Big topic that I would like to have you aware of. And one more thing, and then I'm done with bringing this or decode our Sapphire messages. There is, and the name is I always have to read it, SAP Business AI Platform Partner-Led Adoption Incentive. Long term, what does it mean? It was announced that over 100 million euro, US dollar, will be being invested to build agents and drive AI adoption. That means, and this is something we are already starting with partners and customers here in Germany and the US as well, that whenever you have an AI case, an agent case, or an application, an intelligent application case for your business AI platform, talk to us. We will hand this in to SAP, and this funding will be a funding for the partners that bring agents or AI and intelligent applications on the customer's business AI platform to life. That means that solution needs to be developed and deployed and needs to go productive at the end, and therefore is funding available. If you have heard about it, please approach us. If you haven't heard about it, please approach us as well, because we have already, I think, 55 cases submitted to SAP, and we would be happy to also submit further AI cases together with you. But what does this mean, and how can you get to your agent? With that, I would love to hand over to Christian, who will give you a little bit more insight on how to really get to your agent.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy, for bringing us up to speed. And yeah, let's take a couple of minutes to step back and now look at the reality from a business perspective, what that means, and yeah, how you can also get started. I guess what became clear during the talk of Tommy was that with generative AI, like writing code and generating basic applications is rapidly becoming a commodity. So it won't be the big business in future. And that means that the real challenge now is no longer how you build something, but really ensuring how to spend your energy and money on the right things, right? So I guess today, more than ever, the true competitive advantage is to not select the right technology stack. Obviously, that's super important, but it comes more and more from a deep understanding of your business processes and bridging the gap between technology and business. And yeah, that's where we're also trying to help, obviously. So we're trying to help you aligning the technology with measurable business impact, like Tommy said in the intro. That's always the goal of every project. It needs to like finance itself, ideally. And that's pretty similar to what we also hear in the industry and what's also recent studies like proof. Like this is a number coming from Deloitte, pretty recent one from April. That really means, hey, the pressure on business leaders is immense, and it's also not going away soon. Because the study says basically that IT and business leaders expect agents up and running productively in their systems by 2027, right? And following Sapphire and all the beautiful announcements we heard, also the theoretical debate is over by now. So it's not really the question, should we adapt AI? It's more the question like, okay, where do we start now? And how do we scale up? Because it won't be sufficient to bring like one agent to life, two agents, three agents to life. It will be really a question, how do you release dozens of agents per month, and how to like design and govern them properly? So, and that's where we try to give you a kickstart now to make early experiences and give you a couple of ideas how to tackle that. And yeah, as I framed, we're coming from this idea, which was more always a technical or an engineering challenge, like how can we build something? So historically, especially like AI initiatives were really heavily focused on the engineering part, like how do we set it up? Do I need to have a data engineer? Like, is all the data available in my system, et cetera, et cetera. But today, with tools like Joule Studio 2.0 coming out, this building part becomes more a descriptive exercise. So you're writing down your intent, you're describing what you're trying to achieve. And by telling the platform what you're trying to achieve, you lose sight of like really writing code, because the question is more like business driven, like really more business intent and business case driven. So what should we build first becomes more the leading question. And we also see that on a daily basis in a lot of customer workshops, that the primary task becomes more a task of filtering cases, prioritizing use cases, and identifying those use cases that have the highest business value to begin with and to start with. And when we're in those workshops, we kind of finding like two typical scenarios. So by now, like everyone is agreeing on the potential value of AI. Like this is not a question any longer. It's always the question like, okay, we get it. AI is here to stay, but how do we kick things off? And scenario number one, and that's like the 80% case, I would say, is that we're talking to teams that want to target their established standard business processes. So they want quick, like ready to deploy AI agents that deliver immediate business value. So they don't want to go into a large, heavy IT project with a huge footprint, but they want to see like, hey, what's available in standard? What do you have in your custom catalog? What can we like implement into our system, switch on, and get like instant value? And scenario two, this is also happening quite a lot, but not in the numbers we're discussing in scenario one, is where teams come with like a pretty particular business challenge. So it's typically a specific department which needs a unique custom agent. So they have a use case idea and they're trying to validate, A, is it technically feasible? What does it cost? And can I prove to my CFO if it's worth the investment? But let's start with the first scenario, like how we're handling that and how we can like also boost you, and then talk about scenario two. So for scenario one, I'll love to jump back to Tommy for a second. because that was what he was talking about earlier, what we presented at Sapphire. So we're not like talking concepts here, but we actually built like over 2 dozens of agents by now. And at Sapphire, we were also recognized by SAP for delivering already like validated production-ready agents into the ecosystem. And that's something you can benefit from as of today. So not talking like pitch slides here or like rough ideas. We're really talking about like live agents that are tested and ready to be shown and demoed also in real life. And to do that, feel free to browse our product catalog we have on our website. I'll show you a code in a second. And just start talking to us. So based on the real world project experiences we have collected with a lot of our customers, we can also quickly assess now your current situation and tell you exactly if one of those use cases might suit your needs, and if you can also expect similar results when it's coming to a return of investment for your organizations. As I said, like not a huge topic for today. Feel free to take a photo of this QR code, and we'll also send out all the links and the recordings after today's meeting. You will find like all the use cases on our website, and feel free to just book a free session. We will walk you through a scenario if you want to. We will give you an idea like how does it feel like to interact and work with an agent. And we can obviously provide you also a tailored demo to your needs and double check if it's relevant for you. If it's not relevant, I'm 100% sure that we will find other scenarios that are suiting to your business environment and the context you're like working in. And then scenario number 2, this is more about if you already have like a great idea, you might have a use case in your mind, you want to build your first like custom agent because SAP might provide you with no standard functionality or it's not available yet, then please contact us as well, because we have a 30-minute format. It's like super low touch. It's called the 30-minute agent call. And we're trying to make it super frictionless for you. Like you giving us a call, you bring your raw business challenge, and we talk you through it, give you an execution strategy. What's the right SAP AI technology for that? Is it an agent? Is it more of an automation case? Do you need a custom model? Is it like a super easy fix? So no long exhausting workshop, but really a quick call where at the end, you're just bringing your use case and we give you an idea about the technical feasibility. We might map the process real quick with you, run your numbers, and after 30 minutes, you walk out with a feasibility check and an initial business case, ideally. Like, how are we doing it? So we're really like to double check the business case super early in the process, because we strongly believe in analyzing the financial metrics first before we're writing any code, right? So once we're put in your like real world transaction numbers and your cycle times into the system and or our value calculator you see in the screen, we can give you a pretty clear projection on your future solution. And this either turns out that the business case is a no-brainer. You see, oh, will love you due to the savings we're providing. Or also, if the project doesn't make a financial sense, we will tell you right away, because it's far better to have a clear go or no-go decision on day one than walking down the route and after 3 months you figure out, okay, that was pretty costly, but it's not delivering any business value. So let's do the calculation work first, figure out what are the most promising use cases, and then went on from there. So also there's another QR code. This is specifically for the agent call. If you have a particular scenario, just book a session. One of our experts is jumping onto the call with us and we'll figure out what suits your business needs here. And with that, I'm already at my last slide. And if I want to give you like one key message you're taking away from today's session from my side, I think it is like, now is the perfect time to start your business AI journey, right? Like no matter where you stand, no matter what your system is, the technology is mature enough and the entry barriers regarding SAP AI are incredible all by now. So at the same time, SAP has committed this 100 million fund to accelerate partner-led development. So it's a great starting point to just kick it off, try it out. Ideally, it's partially or fully funded by SAP. And if you are looking for some funding, micro recommendation or piece of advice is also to start now, because from our alignment with SAP is the earlier you submit your use case, the better, because no one will know like how the program will run and when this funding period will also end. We hear it's pretty well accepted in the market. There are a lot of like cases submitted. So yeah, let's get on a call, check your eligibility, find out a great use case that makes sense in your business environment. And yeah, let's keep it from there. Thanks a lot.